Hello everyone, this is the pre-market report video for today 4th March 2024 for the Indian stock market in terms of Nifty and Bank Nifty. As usual, first quickly let's see what happened on Friday and Saturday. Then following we'll discuss what are all the some important things we need to keep an eye out throughout this week. Afterwards, some important info that happened during the weekend which might potentially impact the price movement today. And finally, we'll discuss the technical aspects for both Nifty and Bank Nifty. So first, quickly about what happened on Friday. As we discussed in detail in the last pre-market video, last Thursday was MSCI index rebalancing, and based on the Nuoma report, at least over $1 billion worth of fund inflow into the stocks. In addition, there were a couple of more positive macros. We might know now Indian GDP grown up by 8.4% in October-December quarter, which was the faster than all the major G20 countries. The second very important positive one was manufacturing PMI data for February month. It came as 56.9. Here, Nifty was slight positive on Friday morning and below 22,200 mark. But when the manufacturing PMI data was released, it becomes super positive and crossed the 22,300 mark. Here, you may ask me why market is reacting to some manufacturing PMI data and some industrial growth data, and it didn't react at all for some. To answer that question, generally, macro data which are releasing in March, June, September and December month are more important, since it's the first indication how companies are going to do in the next subsequent month earnings. These are the first available actual mathematical data that we can use to interpret the potential demand for that particular sector. And in this case, it's the first indication for April month earnings release. On the other months, they do have the original data for that particular stock itself, like quarterly results or the CEO's future guidance, etc. But for these 4 months, we don't have that much luxury. That's why macros are little more impactful. Anyway, on Friday, India's manufacturing PMI came as 56.9, which was really a good number. Thus, Nifty, after hitting 22,200 in one single session, Nifty claimed and moved above 22,300. Except pharma and IT, all other sectoral index ended in green, with metal was up by 4%, while auto, bank, capital goods and oil and gas were up by 2% each. Overall, the advanced decline ratio was 1.62. Then on Saturday, the trade volume and value was very low, and most probably those who want to exit the position only might trade on. Hence, we will discuss the technical details in the later part of the video. Other than that, please ignore Saturday trading. In case of institution activities, MSCI rejig related volatility is over now, no volume spike. And on last Friday, both FII and DII were net buyers. FII net bought for just 130 crore rupees. In case of DII, they also net bought for 3,815 crore rupees. Moving to US, their PMI data came as 47.8, which was near 2 points less than what analysts expected, and it is the 16th straight month that PMI data was below 50, which means month-on-month basis, last 16 months continuously, US manufacturing decreasing. Basically, it's a bad macro data, but again, it's good for stock market in conjunction with the Thursday inline PCE inflation data, and Friday, very low consumer confidence data increased the hope for earlier rate cut and reduced the US Treasury yield, so market took it as a positive. Second, Dell posted a phenomenal quarterly results due to its very good GPU server business, and hence its stock price in one single day increased over 30%. Here, their GPU servers was supplied by Nvidia, hence Nvidia stock price increased 4%, and for the first time, it moved above $2 trillion market cap. Hence, all the AI related stocks was also very positive on Friday. Thus, both Nasdaq and S&P 500 closed fresh all-time high value. Dow Jones increased 0.23%, S&P 500 up by 0.8% and closed above 5,100 mark for the first time. Similarly, Nasdaq increased 1.14% and closed above 16,200 mark for the first time. And US VIX further reduced from 13.5 to just around 13. Regarding oil, OPEC plus countries made an announcement that they are going to extend their voluntary oil output cut by 2.2 million barrels per day of oil until the end of second quarter, which again it increased the oil price by near 2%. On Saturday, WTI crude closed at around $80 per barrel and Brent crude closed at $83.5 per barrel. Then about Indian ADR, if required, please pause and have a look. In line with the Indian market, both the banks closed positive near 3%, but not the IT stocks, especially Infosys, which closed negative. I mean, there is no particular negative reason that I can able to find it, but I found sort of it. I mean, as per securities filing, this asset management company called Lazard filed that they sold near 2 million Infosys shares. So that explains the negative reason, but they haven't mentioned why they sold. I think Indian ADR all just reflecting the Friday's Indian market price movement, so we can consider this as slight positive. In case of GIFT Nifty, it closed at 22,511. At present, it got the premium of 120 points. Hence, it's indicating the flat to positive 40 points opening. So that's what happened on Friday and Saturday morning. Moving on. According to me, there are only 3 important things we need to keep an eye out. First one, on Tuesday night, US service payment data, since that will directly affect our Indian IT stocks. Second, US Fed chairman is going to testify in front of House Committee on Wednesday and then before Senate panel on Thursday. Basically, he will explain what's the Fed's future plan on inflation and interest rate. Finally, on Friday, US jobs data. Then, regarding sector stock specifics, first, there are some really positive news for energy stocks, NTPC and ONGC. For NTPC, PM Modi laid the foundation for new renewable project worth of 30,000 crore rupees, and for ONGC, from the Krishna Godavari deep water project, first oil tanker shipment was started, so those stocks will be on focus. Second, some of the automobile companies released their February month sales data and some were expected to release today. During weekend, Hero MotoCorp released the data that their sales increased 19%, which is really a good number. So let's hope for a positive trade today. As a summary, US market closed positive, Indian ADR, GIFT Nifty all indicating the positive trade today. Let's see. But however, we cannot rule out the possibility of profit booking. Moving on, as per stock open interest, Info Edge, MRF, HDFC Asset Management, Bharat Forge and Zydus Life Science got an increased open interest along with a negative close indicates the short build-up. On the other hand, Havells India, National Aluminium, SAIL, IEX and Aurobindo Pharma got an increase in open interest with a positive price close indicating the long build-up. About the things to look out, as far as I know, today, our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman going to inaugurate the GST Enforcement Conference. So, we need to keep an eye out for any potential impact. Coming to technical, on last Friday, Nifty opened 70 points gap up and in the next 2-hour session, it extended its positive run, then hit the new all-time high above 22,350 and closed near it. Similarly, on Saturday, it added another 30 to 40 points on top of the Friday closing, but the trade value or volume was ridiculously low, like only 1% of the regular value. Thus, first on Friday daily chart, Nifty formed the long green candle, and if combined the before 2 candles, then together it nearly formed the 3 inside up candlestick formation, which was a strong bullish reversal. However, on Saturday it formed the small bearish candlestick pattern, and in addition, now whatever the move Nifty make in the upside will be the new all-time high territory. Hence, although the overall sentiment remained positive, 22,400 is expected to be crucial for Nifty and it must surpass the 22,400 mark to trigger a new rally towards 22,600, which is the key resistance area. And the immediate support is at 22,200. One more thing, at present RSI is firmly trading at 62, indicating a balanced market. Then in case of Bank Nifty, on Friday it opened 100 points gap up and increased near 1,200 points in one single day and closed near 47,300 mark. Thus on Friday, similar to Nifty, it too formed a long green candlestick pattern. However, on Saturday it formed the minor bearish candle. Hence, by chance today if the next candle is medium or long bearish candle, then it's a 3 inside down pattern, which will be an indication of pause in this positive run, or the potential bearish reversal. Hence, the next candle is very important for deciding the trend, and at present the critical resistance is at 47,800, and if it broken, it might initiate a next upside rally. Then on the downside, the strong support level will be around 46,200. Regarding weekly options front, the maximum call option open interest was at 23,000 strike, followed by 22,800 and 22,500, with meaningful new call option writing at 22,800 strike and then 23,000 strike. Whereas on the put side, the maximum open interest was at 22,000 strike, followed by 22,200 and 22,100 strike, with new writing at similar strikes. Thus, the options data indicates that Nifty is likely to face resistance at 22,500 with support at 22,200 level. So that's all in this video. Hope you all got some useful information. Please consider subscribing the channel and liking the video, so it will help me beat the YouTube algorithm and also motivate me to do more. Please don't make any investment decision based on this, as I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. I'm doing this for me and viewers' educational purpose only. Thanks for watching.